Hello, everyone. Like last time, this month we are going to do some car studies. And like I say to everyone, drawing cars is really important. Being able to draw them in perspective, capturing the different shapes. It's a very good exercise of getting hold of these things and to improve your art. So important thing is drawing in different perspectives, and normally we don't get the same car from different angles, and that's why we use a 3D viewer like this website here called Sketchfab. So this is what we did last time of this car, which is a Datsun 240K GT. And today we'll be doing a study of a different car, a different category of car. So let's create a new canvas of 10-inch by 8-inch, 300 dpi. And this is what I usually use for all my high resolution illustrations. And let's find a SUV, and my favorite SUV, which is a Jeep. Let me just check if the audio is coming through properly. Okay, now I can see the audio visualization. So let's continue our drawing. Yeah, I was finding the perfect reference, which is this one here. So these models are free to view on this website. So it's a great reference, and you can rotate them in any angle that you want. I will start with the side profile, which is the easiest to draw once again. And it helps us break down the vehicle into the shapes. I'm using the red color here, and I'm using 6B pencil brush. Use any kind of pencil brush for sketching. And let me just first block out. So again, we'll be drawing 3 views if possible. So I'm just marking out this area for the first view. And since this is digital medium, we can switch around the layout. All right, so I'm starting with this box here, and I'm doing this with very rough lines. This is just our rough sketching stage. And this is a pretty easy car to draw from the side view. We will break it down into the upper section and the lower section. And we will let's draw the cabin here. And we'll come to how to cartoonize these cars soon. But let's just do these studies first to get used to drawing vehicles in their actual proportions. All right, I'm just measuring out this, and I do this visually. Some people prefer using the pencil like this, and we can measure it like so. But I have a good eye for it, so I compare it visually, and I have the freedom to do this with digital illustration. Okay, so this is the bottom part. It's slightly larger, taller than the top part here. And then we'll add the wheels. That's the rear wheel, and that's the front wheel. Okay, using very rough lines. And now let's cut out the arches. I'm going a bit faster this time around than the last session, because I'm sure you have got some confidence in your ability to draw a vehicle from the last time. Okay, so the rear arch is lower, the front arch is a bit higher. I'm trying to capture that. So we are learning purely drawing by observation here. Adding these double lines for the arch. And let's add this spare wheel at the back here, slightly rounded edge to show the perspective. Even if this is slight profile, we are drawing it a slight perfect perspective. Like you can see here, the column, the pillar, the B pillar is this called? So the behind a pillar is visible here and the rear is visible here. So also this wheel is in perspective. That's why an ellipse is visible. Okay, that's the basic outline done. At this moment, since these are the simple shapes, we will just fix certain errors that we can see here, like this can go a bit behind as we are drawing in the real proportions here. All right, and let's see the entire page. This is working quite well for us. Let's add some details like first we'll draw the door. So the line comes here somewhere. It goes slanting, goes front, up, and back again. I will just slightly take this lower and then add this window. And then let's add the rear window. Now let's add smaller details like, okay, first we'll draw the wheel insides. The rear wheel is easy, but the front wheel will just turn it around a bit. So this circle becomes an ellipse. Since we are drawing from observation, let's draw the wheel turned in this way. And since the outer one is an ellipse, the inner one will be a smaller ellipse like this. Okay. Now let's add the details. Let's start with the mirror here. Let's just zoom in to see. And as I suspected, this line just goes up till here. And let's erase this line. And the door handle is here. And this goes a bit lower here with this attachment here, which holds the hood together. And the hood stand sticks out a bit above and ends here. A bit of wiper visible here. We are almost done with the car. The door has these hinges. At this point, I still feel that the hood needs to be a bit longer. So I'm just catching all of this and shifting it ahead slightly. And since this is a rough sketch, we can still do all the adjustments that we want. I want to make the rear wheel a bit larger as well. And using the warp tool to get it to align. All right, I'm happy with this. Just a bit of text here. And the rear light, the tail light, we missed that. And bit of wrinkles there. Let's draw some interiors. Okay, before this, we have a step going on here. So let's add that. And let's see if we can add some detail here. These lines actually, we have a bit of top also visible. So let's add that. The wheel arches, the top is visible. So just adding a double line here. Let's add a bit of interior now. So here what we do is we draw out the windows first. The windows visible at the other end. And then there's a bit of roll cage there. I think we'll skip the roll cage. So the window will go a bit behind. The seats are visible here as well as here. That's our interior done. As a final touch, we'll add these details for the wheels here. So let's see. We'll plot a center and we'll add these 5-pronged wheels. If it's difficult for you to draw, you can draw these triangles as shown on the other wheel. Let's plot a center and let's draw these triangles. So one triangle, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And there you have the wheel. And we'll add the other wheel slightly visible here, both the front and the rear. Since this is in a bit of a perspective. If you don't understand this perspective, let me just show you a box here. This is our front side, and then it's going away in a vanishing point. So the rear box is somewhere here, and this is our box in perspective. So this is the near edge and this is the far edge. That's what we drew for the car here. Just erase this. Okay. Now let's draw another view, which is a sort of interesting view with the top and the front visible. We'll draw this view. I'm just using a new layer for this. And I switch this. Let's get back to our browser open here. Okay, let's draw this view to start off. Okay, I'll just switch it a bit, looking down so that the top is visible. So let's plot the box, which will encase this entire car. So this is the rear line and the front. So this is the rear line that I'm looking at. And the front line is the corner closest to us is here. So this is an edge of the box and this is an edge of the box. So let's plot these. Let's plot this closest edge here and the side edge here. And let's plot a line from here till the front wheel. So that is the base of the car. Paying attention where the inclination is, the angle this line is making, and the front will be here. So this is this line. I'm thinking of a box which will fit the entire car. So this closest line is the the tallest edge. So an edge going in perspective behind will be a bit shorter. So this is what we come up with. So the two planes are visible according to the view visible here. And we'll draw line parallel here. And this is long, so it will be a bit shorter here. And the last line is this line, which is line parallel to this. Actually, not parallel. This is going in a vanishing point here somewhere. Okay, this is how we construct a 3D shape for the car, a 3D box for the car. Let me just try to fix it a bit, looking at the reference here. I'll turn this down and let's draw the two boxes like we started with here. So this is the line that is cutting, the line on the lower window, which goes all the way. So that is slightly above the midpoint. So I'm drawing that, which goes here. Okay. As you can see here, let me just rotate this. The front here is a bit tapering. That's why it's going inside the box and the front wheels are coming out. So the box that we have drawn comes from here till here. And when we see it in the view that we are drawing in, the actual front grille lies somewhere from here till here. We'll just mark that so it's easier. And then the mud guards, the wheel arches come out from both ends. We'll come to that. Let's just draw the cabin box, which is somewhere here. So I'm seeing this edge. Let's just tilt it where it was before. Now this edge will form the box here. It is slightly tilting and not completely vertical. That is our basic blocks put down. Now let's add the wheel arches and the wheels. To start with, we'll add the wheels. So the rear wheel is just touching the edge here. So we'll add that. And the front wheel is like almost facing us. So where to add this front wheel is this corner, which is this corner. We will have a wheel here. Okay, because this corner is of the wheel arch. So let's draw the arch also and finish off this section so it doesn't complicate us. This is the most complicated bit of this car because it's not boxy all around. It is tapering at the front with these wheel arches going down. It's a bit of a complex shape. And we'll draw the other end, which is again coming out from here like this. Might be a bit complex for you. Just follow the shapes as visible in this and keep comparing to our lines. We'll draw the hood here. Okay, I'll just tilt this canvas so that I can draw it easily. So this is the line for the hood, which goes down. So I can compare this area here with this area that I've drawn. And from this arch, let's just finish off this rounded corners, the front hood with the rounded corners. I'm constantly comparing this to the reference. The rounded corners are repeated here as well. So let's just complete this hood. So this is how we start with the basic block, but we go on adding the details. Let's add the window here. And the rear window is a bit slightly tilted in the front, the rear pillar here. And we'll finish off this design with the top. And we have accurately drawn this, the shape of the vehicle here. Now this line goes till the front, but it is broken by the door as visible here. This is the line, the edge is broken by the door and continues here. So I just drew that one. And then on top of this is the window. So the rear window goes here. And the front window comes here, split by this B column, B pillar. Now let's draw this rear wheel arch. And these are connected with the black step here. Actually, this goes a bit above, so I'll just use the warp tool to shift it above here. And this protrudes a bit lower. And let's draw the door here. It goes straight down and then inclines. We have a double line here. Now let's add the second level details before proceeding. The rear wheel is sticking out a bit. So drawing this slightly outside and drawing an ellipse inside. Smaller one. Let's just zoom in so this is visible. This time the center is slightly inside so that it looks like the wheel is in perspective. Going back to the original zoom here. Since our rough layout is figured out, I'm just adding these details here. Now let's focus on this front. Below the wheel arches is the front bumper. I'm looking at this gap. This continues to the other end. The license plate goes here. And these smaller details, which will be better off worked upon in the ink. The other wheel is slightly visible here. Okay, let's finish off this front. The headlights are a bit inset. To draw the front grille, first draw this box in perspective. Then let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. So I think I don't think we can fit 7 here with the space that we have. Let's just draw 5. And let's add the smaller details here, like the wipers. There are these bit of insets here, which hold the wipers and a grill here. And let's finish off the interior with these seats. And the dashboard visible. This is a left-hand drive. So let's add the steering wheel, the mirror, the small details. And that's our side view mostly done. Let's add this bumper and the tail light, which is visible here. That's our side view done. Now the side view, the 3/4 top angle view. I missed the mirrors, so let's draw the mirrors and the handles. It depends on you how much detail you want to add. Now this one I'm going to shift it a bit further to the right, just so that our layout is better. And I'm going to draw a third one, the rear here, and rear will be simpler this time around, I think. Okay, new layer. Let's draw the box first. This time I'm just drawing the inside box, and I've gone too big, so let's just make it smaller. I'm drawing the cabin before, and then I'm drawing the lower box here. And this will be our car. The bumper goes here. And the spare wheel sticks out over here. Okay, just adjusted the positioning. Let's draw these wheel arches here. So there's no particular order that you need to draw in. I'm drawing the wheel arches here before, and you can always manipulate the shapes if needed. Like I've gone too big here. I'll just reduce the size. And the front goes here. Slightly tilted downwards. And let's add the wheels. Using the warp tool to adjust this slightly, because this is in a weird angle and perspective. I want to capture that angle. Still a bit larger than the reference. All right, I'm just comparing what we have here with the reference. Looking pretty good. Now let's continue with this line, which goes all the way to the front, except for the door here, dividing for the door. Now, when you don't have to want to draw the car exactly accurately, you can use the reference as a loose guide and edit as you wish. Here we are trying to capture this reference. Just adding the seat as well. And the rear window here. Make sure you're keeping things in perspective. After adding the rear window, I am thinking this is too big. So let's just reduce this. I keep changing my proportions all the way till I decide to ink. I'm going on adding these details. Almost done here. We will add the insides of the wheel. Plotting the center and then drawing the triangles in a star kind of pattern. All right, that is all 3 views done. Pretty happy with the page. Let's check the what we had last time. This is what we did last time, and this is the current one. Pretty happy with it. I think I'll just enlarge this left one since we have the space and shift it a bit. And then shift the whole thing a bit to the left. And we are ready for inking. Combining the whole thing and then reducing the opacity, choosing black and choosing my dry ink. Let me just check my size. That's a good size. So I am in my dry ink brush with this is 8% scale of the brush. Let's start with this as we were doing this. And again, I'm not just tracing my line. I'm looking at the reference to capture things that I've missed and angles that I have missed. So let's start. Like this angle here, it's rounded and I have missed that. So I'm just adding this round edge here. It goes straight and then round again. Messed up on the straight. And while inking, I don't want to use the smoothing, the exact way to make straight lines. I like to keep these curved lines. So that's why I don't hold the pen to make straight lines. I like having those curved lines. The edges that are facing us, I don't completely connect them, just gives a better look. And we have rounded edges for the windows. Giving a bit of highlight there. And I noticed that I drew the rear tail light a bit lower than needed. I just shift it in inking. You can be slow and deliberate about all these lines. Now I want to add this roof detail, which goes like so. And there are some edges here. Just adding one-sided lines like this. Which shows that there's some 3D shape there. The outer ones are smaller. And there's nothing in the center. Just add a straight line. Let me just fix this a bit. I'm using very light pressure to do thin lines. And that's my roof done. We are not going for accuracy here. We are just uh, doing a study. There's not much to say while inking. So it is like a peaceful time. It's very therapeutic to ink or watch someone ink. We'll get to the shadow in a bit. Almost done with the rear. Let's add this spare wheel. Do I want to add these double lines? I'll just add a hint of them. Okay, before we proceed, I'm just going to a new layer and adding a shadow, which will be just grounding the car here. I like adding these completely black shadows, which add contrast. Okay, I can keep on adding details and shading, but we'll move on. We have to do two more. Let's do the front 3/4. Okay, I'm just doing it in the wrong layer. Let's just start off in a new layer. Make sure the outer lines are thicker and the inner lines go thin. use inner lines, thin lines for the inside. And if it's an edge facing you, like this edge is facing us, so don't complete the edge, which gives it a nice uh, head-on edge look. I think I simplified the geometry here a bit, just so that it is easier to draw and doesn't take away much from the detail of the car. Use rounded corners. We just want to give the impression of detail. So we are adding these few lines to show that there's tread to this tire. Let's continue along the side. Using rounded edges again. Okay, just the front wheel left. The rear wheel. And now let's add that shadow to the ground. Two. Done with the second view. All right. Let's do the easiest one now, the side view. I think I'll split it equally so that I can see this. New layer. Just the wheels left now. I'm not connecting these lines. The front wheel is a bit of a ellipse because it's on an angle. Even if I'm not drawing the perfect circles here, I try to maintain the volume. Let's draw the shadow for this final one. Here I think I'll use a straight line, which I think I've messed up a bit. So let's just do the wrong way, which is tilting the line. And that is it for our inked drawings. Like last time, we'll add a bit of a shadow to finish off our drawings. Let me just check what we did last time. We did purple. We added purple for the mid-tone and the shadows, a second layer for the shadows. So let's try to do that. On top of our layers, I'll add new layer. I'll take a purple. Actually, I'll take the same purple. And I will take my Eagle Hawk brush. Forgot to put it on multiply mode for the shadow. And I will darken all these sides. Darkening these sides of to the for the shadow will make your object look a bit 3D because as you see the highlight is catching over here. And just like that, you have a reflective surface. Oh, I actually missed the inking of this top here. So let's do that first. That just adds a bit of a detail. Now our reference has these leaves which are reflecting. I don't think I want to do that. I'll just keep it clean. I think for me this is enough. And I want to add the gray tone as well. So here we added this gray tone to differentiate between the gray areas, and that will go below our art, and it will be on the bumper and the wheels prominently. And the seats as well. Let's add it to the seats. Actually, the whole interior so that it does not stand out. Let's do that for the other views as well. We'll finish it off with some highlights so that the wheels, the chrome shine. Let's get back to the purple of the shadows. Let's do the side view quickly. And this entire thing will be in purple, except for the wheel arches. Now let's do the last view. As a final touch, we'll do the highlights. It will be a new layer, eagle hawk brush and white. And these highlights will be on certain regions like these wheels to make them look a bit shiny. I'll put these below my inking layers. But they should be above the shadow layer. I missed a bit of a shadow here to give this dimension. Going back to the highlights. Let's do this side. I'm changing the size of the brush so that I can get in the details. Another thing I missed is inside the headlights. Finding places to add highlights. Let's do the last view, which is the side one. And that is it for my vehicle study here. Hope you enjoyed this second session of vehicle drawing. And we have these two different kind of cars. This we did last time and this today. So hope you had learned something in these two sessions. Until next time, bye bye.